So now we're going to do just a few and then move into more organic yoga to open up, because that's one of the main parts. We need to get back to our bodies a bit more. Open the chest, open the heart, get the energy flowing and the blood circulating. And once we are cramped up and tense, we're just blocked. It's not easy to move energy in the mind when something's blocked. Let's just start and kind of find our center. Close your eyes and just this fresh sea breeze, the seagulls around you. Just inhale with the nose, exhale from the mouth or the nose, whatever you want to, but inhale always with the nose. Kind of find your center. All these people and noises and stuff around you, it's absolutely irrelevant. Just try to focus on the breathing, the sensation of the cool air rushing into your nostrils. That alignment. Just enjoy this fresh air from the ocean. And everything settles down. Really get your feet connected with the ground. Spread your toes slightly if you need to. Really find that solid position, like you're putting roots into the ground. Just find your center. Breathe in the middle of your body. Focus on the entire process of breathing. So the inhale, deep into your lungs, the diaphragm moves. Then a slight pause. Start the exhalation. Let the chest collapse passively. Air comes out. Slight pause again. And you start the inhale through the nose. So really try to find all the 4 steps. The inhale, the pause, the exhale, and the pause. Try to unite everything so all the breathing becomes fluid. Very natural. After a while, you don't even have to think about it. It just flows in your body. While you do that, you go deeper and deeper into a body relaxation. So you relax your shoulders, relax your neck, open your chest, relax your stomach and your hips. Excellent. We put a little smile on the face. Feel the sun, the nice sun beams on your cheeks. It's a perfect temperature today here in California. It's not too warm, it's not too hot, not too moist. Fresh breeze from the ocean, full of energy, positively charged ions. Just suck all that energy in. It's all part of you. Okay, and slowly we start to rotate with the arms, very slowly, just to get some flexibility into that spinal cord. Just use your arms. Look over the shoulder. You don't have to open your eyes. You can open if you want to, a peek a little bit. Just want to open the lower back, the chest. We rotate a little bit more and we clasp with the upper side of our hands on the lower part of our back. We go ha, 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 ha. So inhale doing the rotation, and when you come to the end of the rotation, you exhale forcefully and say ah, ha, ha. That's cleansing your kidneys, spleen, you're massaging and moving all the energy in your internal organs. Just a little punch, no pain, just nice soft little ha, 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 ha. Just loosening up, that's what we're doing. We're energizing the body, we're loosening up, loosening all tension. Excellent. And with all these seagulls around here, we move straight into the albatross. One of my favorite exercises. Really good way to open the chest, let the heart have room to beat, open your heart, and a really good way to get all that tension and stress from your neck and shoulders out. And there are two different ways of doing it, and there are different pace as well, but we just go slow in the beginning. So everything we do in breathology is followed, is led by the breathing. So breathing is king, right? Every movement we do, every thought we have, everything follows the breathing. So it's not like the breathing runs after the body or the movement, it's the other way around. So in every exercise we do, it's so natural, we just breathe with the body and the movement follows. So for example with the albatross, we use our knees to slightly bend so we protect our lower back, and we go and it's so easy and it's so liberating, just opening up like you're flying, feeling that woof, and just slightly bending your knees. It's just to get that dynamic effect. Woo. And you can really stretch up if you want as well. It's just as long as you feel comfortable. So the more and more you train like this, the more and more natural the breathing will become part of your movement and your everyday life. When you walk around, when you surf, when you swim, when you play, whatever you do, it's going to be a natural part, much more on a conscious level. And then of course it moves to become a good habit, a subconscious good habit. And we double the pace, we're all warm and good, but really to warm up and get that lung warmed up and get a little bit of flexibility into the chest, so we go double pace. Good. Little smile on your face, feel that sun. And just feel that tingling sensation for a moment. Energy surging around, shoulders are opening. Move to the next exercise. We're going to do a lot of loosening of the upper body, loosening of the chest and the shoulders. middle and lower back, because we really want to be able to breathe freely. So the more open we can be, and also when we do the breath holding, the more loose and flexible we can be around the diaphragm and around the chest and the shoulder blades, where we breathe a lot. People don't think about it, but the breath is really in here. Try to put your hands here and see how much you actually breathe in here. It's a lot. So if you sit in a bad chair, or you're all tense, sitting too many hours at a desk every day, or just not moving, not swimming, not doing any of those exercises, your breathing can become blocked, and then your muscles cramp up, and then it's kind of a vicious cycle. So we're going to work a lot on all this upper body relaxation and opening. Next exercise, shoulder and chest. So again, breathing is leading the way. So we go. And oh, yes, and again. So when you inhale, you come to the end of the exhalation when your arms are here. So it's also a way to learn what your vital capacity is. How long time does it take for you to breathe? And then exhale, of course, a little resistance. So the air is not out here. You go. Excellent. The key to relaxation is in the exhalation. I always tell my students, so remember that. The more you can draw the exhale out, the more you can slide into that relaxed state, the deeper you can go into the relaxation. So it's when you're letting go of tension, of the mind, of goals. That's in the exhalation. And the exhalation is completely passive. We have the natural sigh. We have the sigh. Right? Oh, I made it. Wow. You know, you're racing to get on the plane or jump on the bus or whatever. Oh, so the body knows how to relax and how to let go, but we just tend to forget how to do it. So the exhalation is really important, much more important than the inhalation. The inhalation will create tension, right? Blood pressure goes up, heart rate goes up, and all the muscles have to work. The diaphragm has to move down. The intercostal muscles have to work, but when you exhale, you just let go. So the longer you can stretch the exhalation, the better. Okay, so that's why the 1-2 breathing we did last night is so valuable, because you're actually staying double the amount of time in a relaxed state. That's why it leads to relaxation faster than normal breathing. It's not rocket science. It's really simple, but we just need to understand the basic anatomy, why it is like that. Okay, so let's do 5 of these and really move to the periphery and stretch out, and then we'll also go like one arm at a time. Really open those shoulder blades. It's the best exercise I know to get those muscles stretched up here that are usually always tense because we sit at the computer or we drive our cars. I mean, we do so much stuff here in front of us, phones, but we're not out hauling the javelin or climbing in trees, or we're not hunting anymore. We're not moving like we used to do. So it's a lot of tension and negative energy up here. So really try to open it. We'll take 5 and we'll go in the same pace. So we go. Just bend your knees slightly just to get that loosened effect, and then you stretch out. Oh, and then again, inhale. Perfect. Come on. Inhale, open that chest, open those shoulder blades, and go. 2 more. Last one. And you really want to remember to bend those knees, because if you're straight, you put all the force on your lower back. So you really want to protect your lower back. Excellent. Good. Last one, very easy to do out here, sky stretch. So see if you can stretch towards the sky. One hand in the air, and we'll do some nice stretching and alignment here, and really try to put some energy into your hands and try to stand straight. So don't put your arm like this, and don't put your hand like this, or your head like this. Just like if you're standing normal, try to put up your hand. So it's also about body awareness. And then try to stretch your hand towards the sky. Yes. This is an exercise we do a lot in swimming and free diving to become streamlined, but it works for anything in life. And then what we do is we start to understand a little bit more of the exhalation, right? So that's when you can yield, that's when you can let go. So we inhale. And then on the exhale, we stretch a little bit, half an inch more. Exactly. Yeah, the shoulder blade. And we hold that stretch, and then we inhale again. And on the exhale, just a tiny fraction, we stretch more. And slowly take the arm down. It's a little bit tough for the shoulder. Lactic acid building up. Yeah, but it also, builds strength, endurance. Take the other arm, and really try to put all your attention on the fingers. So try to make them active. So it's not like you're, really try to stretch your hand, your arm and your elbow. Lock your elbow. So it's not like you're like this. Really try to. That's why I invented this word, sky stretch. It's like really trying to reach the clouds, going all the way, yeah, and then we inhale. And on the exhale, we stretch a little bit more, not too much. And slowly come down, open up. Excellent. And while we have the arms up here, let's try a little. This is like really for monofin swimming with the dolphin tail, and for being long and flexible and stretchy in the water. So see if you can put both arms up like this. And then we try to do a little, not too big movements, just slightly moving, like you were swimming. And then of course we have to follow the breathing, so we go. Excellent, yeah. Good. Before we sit down and do some more stretches and opening a little bit more, work more focused on the breathing, we'll do the tree pose. Everybody knows that. Simple pose, you put your leg up like a tree. See if you can get your leg into your thigh.
Oh man.
And you just focus the energy on something or a point. Just tell yourself you can. Yeah. Not that difficult. Just find a good spot to put the leg. And if you want, you can raise your arm up slightly or go all the way. Just have a focus point, like anything in life. If you have a focus point, things become easier. And you breathe slowly and relax. You have perfect balance. Looking good. Excellent. Everyone, very good. And when you come down, you slowly just come down. And think, wow, that was easy. Then you take the other leg, which is also easy. There's nothing to it. It looks a little bit difficult, but it's a great way to really find your balance. So You can just have your arms out, or you can take them up slowly and have a focus point. Good. Well, let's do some seated positions and some more focus on the breathing and opening even a little bit more with some different stretches. And we should talk a little bit about the basics of breathing first. The inhalation is always active. So many people focus on the inhalation and they talk about breathe, 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 you should breathe. But like you talked about it as well yesterday, people say breathe, breathe, but they don't know how. They don't really know how, they just say breathe, breathe, and they tell you whatever instructor you have, breathe, breathe, but what does it mean? What does it mean? So breathing in itself, just the inhalation, is not per se something good, like, oh, you feel great. You have to know where the air goes. You have to know how you control the different areas of your diaphragm and your different tendons, and also of all the muscles in your lower back. So there's a lot of control to it and training. And the exhalation is where you really find comfort and find an easy way to jump into the relaxed part of your nervous system. And it's really overseen, this focus on the exhale. And that's also why the breath pause is so wonderful, because that's when everything stops. So the pause is obviously like a long exhale. Like you exhale and you stop. So the mind stops and the brain stops. Every time you breathe in and out, your brain will move. It's just a big blob swimming around in the big aquarium, right? In water, in liquid. And it's soft tissue. So every time you breathe, the blood pressure will rise, the heart rate will increase, and the brain will move. And when you exhale, the brain will move again. So if your breath is uneven and stressful, the brain is being rocked and shaken and stirred around in the brain case. It really is. Like we have talked about it already. The breathing in any stressed person has no pause. Whether you have emotional stress, spiritual, physical, if you're stressed, there is no pause. The brain also doesn't have there's no rest in the brain, there's no pause. The brain is moving all the time. It's being annoyed all the time, like poked. And when you then exhale, the brain stops and calms down, and the mind follows. And that's one of the secrets, if you could talk about a secret from meditation and from yoga practice, that once you focus on the breathing and you make a very long exhale in pranayama, this breath and energy work in yoga, the fourth limb of yoga, there's a lot of different ratios, and you can hold your breath for a while and exhale slowly, and you move into more and more complicated patterns, and they take time for your nervous system to adapt to. So it shouldn't be just done overnight. So it's very important to understand when you do breath work, you need to be patient. The same with holding your breath. It's a big challenge on your nervous system. And I have many people that come in class. I also have the Ultimate Surf Survival program, and people go like, oh, but I want to hold my breath immediately. It's like people just think it's like a red pill or a green pill. You know, oh, breath hold, perfect breathing. That's not how the world spins, you know. It takes work, it takes effort, and I guess many people are just accustomed to getting things here now, and they want it to work. Like, you also don't lose 30 pounds in overnight, like in 10 minutes. No, it's hard work, whatever you do. So with the mind work and with the breath holding and with working on that, like that fine thread of life, which is breathing, we can really change a lot of emotions and a lot of bad habits. And that's what this PTSD Liberation Workshop is all about. It's about changing patterns and and rewriting stories. So it's also storytelling, right? What stories do you tell yourself? What stories do you tell people around you? What stories do you exude? Like what do people think about you when they meet you? Like what story do they write? And with your breathing, you have an incredible impact on people around you. Of course, also on yourself. You cannot lie to your breathing. You can put on fancy clothes and high heels and makeup and whatever, like fake it and look nice on the outside, but with the breathing, you can't fake it. If you're anxious or stressed, you can't say, oh, I'm not stressed. You can't cheat your breathing. I used to call it the most accurate, like, self-measurement barometer, because you can't cheat it. You can't cheat your breathing. And the breathing will always tell you exactly how you feel. Spiritually, physically, emotionally. How are you feeling right now? So if people want to learn more about themselves, they just need to sit down like we do now, not in any particular yoga pose or lotus pose. Just sit down on a bench, close their eyes, and start to investigate the breathing. Is it flowing? Is it stopping? Is it fast? So there's so much we can learn from just listening to our breathing and start to understand why it is like that. Because the breathing is a reflection of how we feel. So what we use breathing for is to change the way the mind is working, and that's like the goal of meditation and of higher levels of breath control, is that you can actually go and control your mind from the breathing, because the breathing only has one direction. It's very simple. It's an incredibly complex process, but breathing in itself is simple. It doesn't move around. And then once you start to focus on where it goes, the breath, where the air goes, how much, how long time does it take, how long pause should I make, it becomes like an artwork. And then after a while, it becomes just a part of you. We breathe about 30,000 times a day, and not many people think about how much effect it actually has on your energy levels, on your stress levels, on how well you sleep, on how well you digest the food you eat. When you breathe more properly, you also move the diaphragm, because you move the breath into the lower part of your lungs, and that will massage your inner organs. You'll lose fat. You'll fire up the spleen and kidney and the pancreatic, like all the stuff that digests your food. Everything is going to be more in tune and going to be like a sponge that massaged and then sucks in fresh blood and fresh oxygen. So there's so many benefits from breathing, and it's absolutely without negative benefits or side effects. It's just, and it's with us all the time. It's what defines our lives. So let's start with some really basic breathing, belly breathing, and I'll come around and feel and touch. And then we try to go from the belly breathing into the chest breathing, and then in the end we try to move into the yoga breathing, like the complete breath. Okay? So we start with the belly breathing, just to see that everybody is good on that we can breathe into the diaphragm. Then we shift to the chest breathing just to feel if it's more stressful, what's the difference, and then we move into the complete breath in the end. Okay? So I'll just go around and check. So just lie on your back. Rest. And put one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly. And then we start with the belly breathing. So all breathing is through the nose. Exhale with the mouth if you want to, but all inhale with the nose. Nice and slowly. Excellent, everyone. And the more soft and effortless and smooth you can make this deep belly breathing, the faster you can slide into a relaxed state in the body and in the mind. And when you're not so used to it, sometimes you feel little jerks and the belly moves in different ways and it's not really moving in a soft way, and you just have to practice a little bit to make it really soft, the breathing. And try to breathe all the way down to your pelvic bone. So really try to breathe as deep as you can. Really get the breath as deep into your body as you can. Feel it pushing the pelvic bone out. So you almost breathe into the lower part of your spine, your vertebrae. So really try to get it as deep as possible. And let's try to shift to the chest breathing, just to see the difference and feel the difference. How does that feel when the hand on the belly is not moving and it's only the chest? Only the chest breathes. These are the most basic breathing exercises, but they are so efficient. They seem very simple. This is normal daily breathing, but yet there are so many tensions and things we can work with. Every day we can improve. It's a never-ending process. We can always become more fluid, more conscious about how we breathe fully, with full awareness. And then let's try to move into the full yoga breathing. So this means the full dynamic range. So you breathe from the belly, that moves across the diaphragm and into your chest. And don't go into your clavicular bones. Don't breathe all the way up to your throat and your neck. That's going to be too much tension. Just about 85%, 90% of a full lung volume. When you feel it's time, you just start that slow exhale after a slight pause. So take your time. Really feel where the air is coming in. Understand how it works, how everything opens. The rib cage dilates under the armpits. And really try to make that transition smooth. So going from the belly across the diaphragm to the chest should be smooth, very smooth. So this is a great exercise to do in the morning or in the evening before going to bed. 5-10 minutes, completely going to reset the whole nervous system. Really, really good, simple exercise. You can always improve. So slightly come back. That was great. Great work. Straight. And we'll try to do a little bit of work with the diaphragm. So try to come up when you're ready. Just shake your fingers, wake up. You can just sit down, that's fine. But we're going to do a little bit of work with the diaphragm now, because now we have done the basic breathing. We need to understand more about how the diaphragm works and how we can actually control it better. So try to, when you sit like this, see if you can lift the diaphragm. When you exhale, close your throat, just a passive exhale. So like you say, close your throat and then lift the diaphragm. Good. Just let go again, then you open the throat, breathe slowly, so don't hold it too long. And then another interesting thing, you have floating ribs, so you can start to actually move and become more flexible down here. So these are called floating ribs. They're not connected to the chest bone, to the sternum. So you can just move them around.
Which ones? The ones at the very bottom, right?
And the great thing about moving around down here and really opening is that the solar plexus is a key point. This is where we tend to store all negative energy and bad emotions, negative emotions. It stays here. When people say, oh yeah, it doesn't feel right. Oh yeah, I have a pain in my gut or my stomach. It's actually in the solar plexus. This is where the nervous systems meet. So the more freely you can breathe and use the diaphragm, the more you can open this region. And of course, if you're interested in breath hold, free diving and going deep, it's a good way to start to become more flexible, because the water will compress your chest. So you can access more of that air in your lungs and you can just compress into the ocean. And then you should start to understand that you can breathe in different parts of with the diaphragm and the belly. So here, try to breathe in the front. So keep all this nice and tight and then just breathe up here. Good. Try to move out sideways. Try to move to one side. Really just try to move around and use all those wonderful muscles and tendons you have to breathe in different ways. There are so many thousands of ways you can breathe, and every breath you will take is unique. It's different from any other breath. And every breath you take is that small part of your life. You cannot change it. It's just that present moment. So make the best of every moment, every breath. And since you all have a pretty good control of the diaphragm, this is not so common, but some people need several weeks to access the diaphragm and really start to suck it up and do this exercise, which is called Uddiyana Bandha, meaning lifting up or flying up. But try also to just, if it's a little bit difficult, just try to make it bounce up and down. That's a great way to start to make it more flexible. So you hold your breath, you exhale again slowly, just passively. Hold your breath. And you just bounce up and down, whatever speed you want. But it's really, really a good way to get acquainted with your diaphragm. Yeah, you have to hold your breath. So exhale, close your throat, and then use that vacuum. Use that negative pressure in your lungs. And when you become a little bit better, you can start to play with the different regions. So you can go. You can play around like this.
Gotta get it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you got that? So you can play with the middle region.
I think it'll be a while.
One side. You can just play around. It's all about being a kid, being childish, just exploring and really learning about all these wonderful things we can do. Next time.
I can't get the size.
But there's so many wonderful things we can do. It's just, now we're just playing today. We're just trying different ways. But the more we learn, the better we can breathe and the more fully we understand the range of breathing. But let's do a few opening exercises. So, let's do some of the different exercises to really stretch and open, because the more we can release all the tension here, the more freely the breath will flow in and out. So just some basic exercises, very easy to do. First one, you just put your feet up like this, 90 degrees, nothing more than this. Try to get the bum down, relax. Yeah, just keep your bum in the ground. So for now, like this. Very good, very good. And then if you want, you can slowly try to move up towards your shoulders. Can everybody do the shoulder stand? I can show like this. So you move up on your elbows. And slowly try to put your feet or your knees towards your forehead, or as much as you can behind you. Excellent. And just as much as you can. Don't try to overdo it. You can even cross your legs if you feel like it. See if you can get your knees on your forehead. That's a really, really comfortable position. It sounds weird. So cross your legs if you can. See if you can cross your legs even more, like the knees. There we go, like that. Wow, that's good. And you just relax, relax. It's gonna fire you up, get you warm, and you come down slowly again. Excellent work. Yeah. There we go, Boris. Very nice. Jeff. Very nice. And when you come down, it's very slowly. So vertebrae over vertebrae. So come down very slowly. Can take 5, 10, 20 seconds. And it's also a good workout for your abdominal muscles. So come down very slowly, very slowly, very slowly. Excellent. Then we stretch the other way, so we try to do like the Sphinx. Some people also like the L, like the Cobra, like this, but just the Sphinx like this. Very easy for your lower back. And all we want to do is open the throat and the abdominal muscles and the solar plexus, right? We want to stretch the diaphragm as well, so you look up and then you try to pull the ground, but you're not moving, but you try to pull yourself forward. Really feel you pulling on the grass, and you feel that pull, that tension in your abdominal muscles, right? And your throat and your chest. And you just relax your shoulders and you breathe. You feel the tension in your lower back as well. Very good. Very good. We come up to the dog's pose. Another fun little exercise. Sit on all four. And again, we're working with flexibility and just opening that chest and the shoulder blades. So we go up, inhale, and exhale. Look up and really try to arch, like sack in the lower back, and really push that bottom up. So really try to stretch, and then you go again, inhale. And you can go on your fingertips if you like. You don't have to, but I like to go on my fingertips and really get that stretch in, but you don't have to. It's just what feels best for you. Okay, let's try to go double speed. Now you get it, so you go. So the movement just follows the breathing. It becomes so natural. When you try a little bit faster. And if you want to go really fast, be careful not to hurt yourself. Not too fast, but yeah, not too fast. Anyways, then we shake the tail as well. We want to work on this lower back. We want to release all this tension and energy we have in all parts of the upper and lower back. So we go from side to side. So we inhale, put the head towards the shoulder and shake the bun. So we go this way, right? Whack the tail. It's like a dog. So we don't go this way as before. We try to put the bun out, and then we go the other way. Just find your own rhythm when inhale and exhale. So inhale when you look, and exhale. And we come down to one of the most simple and best poses in all yoga and stretching, child's pose. Many children fall asleep like this. That's also why it's called child's pose. And if you cannot, for some reason, sit like this with your knees or you have pain, you can just put a little pillow or something underneath your feet, because then there's a little bit of space in here, so your knees are not so compressed.
Can you cross your feet?
Or a pillow, you can put a... Yeah, you
cross
can
your
do that as well.
Oh.
Or you can put a pillow or put something. It's just a little trick for some people that have a difficult time. If they put that, then they are stable here and then it's easier. Some people can also not touch the ground. They're like here. So you can put a pillow or your hands here.
Huh.
It's just about making what works best for you. We're all different. And some people like to have their arms in front. Some like to have the arms behind. It's all what feels best for you. Good. This is an excellent way to relax because your all vertebrae, your spine is completely relaxed on your body. So it's one of the only exercises where your neck and your back and everything is completely relaxed. It's a very, very pleasant exercise. But come out slowly again, and we'll try to do a little spine twist, which is a really nice exercise, really good for opening, of course, the spine, but also for the chest. So you just sit up straight, and you can actually like scoot a little bit ahead on your buttock, so you really sit in a good, comfortable position. Then you take one leg across the other. And then you take the opposite arm and try to move it across. And you can just sit like this is fine, or you can try to reach all the way like a circle and then grab hold of your foot. So it's the opposite arm. Yeah, there you go. So opposite arm of the leg, yeah. And then you just, whatever feels good or comfortable, you just turn. And you'll often hear a crack, a good crack in your lower back. Or you can just face straight ahead. 90 degrees. You don't want to put too much tension on your neck. You can still keep the stretch. And if you can't keep it all the way, I can't grab your foot, just keep the elbow locked like this and push. That's fine. And breathe fully and deep into your lungs. And slowly come back. We take the other side. Again, the same. Sit up straight. Move forward a little bit so you have a good, nice seated position. Cross one leg. Take the opposite arm and make a big circle, or just put your elbow down, whatever feels good for you. It's fine just to sit like this. Perfectly fine if you can reach. Sit like this and just hold your breath. A little while, stretch, and then breathe fully. And really use that breathing to open up and hold the tension on your knee, on your thighs, and then just really try to open your chest with your breathing. And you use that hand as well in the ground to pivot around. So really try to drag that shoulder around. This is great for the lateral part of your chest, all the intercostal muscles, all the ribs, the rib cage. Excellent, very good. Slowly you come back. Come back. Good?
Yeah.
Yeah, it opens up. It opens up. Then you can try to bend forward. So slightly try to really move forward. You don't have to go too much protecting in your lower back, but don't hunch your back too much. Try to be up straight and then go forward this way. See if you can grab your feet or your toes. If you can get your head down towards the knee, you don't have to touch, but if you can just hold your legs or your feet. And here you breathe also. Just breathe into your belly. Breathe deep into your lungs. And you can even stretch your ankles if you like. You can really try to stretch your feet, and depending on how far out you reach. And again, slowly come up. It's all in stretching and breathing and sport and yoga. It's all about finding your own capacity. Don't try to go beyond that limit. It's nice to push it and move it and grow. But don't try to break it. Like, don't try to be too forceful in everything in life, especially working with the nervous systems and muscles and tendons. We need to listen and we need to be patient. It requires work, and sometimes it requires less work than we think, because tension can be something in the mind, and once we kind of let go of that, then the chest and the diaphragm and everything opens. So everything becomes more flexible and soft. There are a lot of other great exercises we can do, but we'll save most of them for tomorrow. There's another day tomorrow. And we also need to get into the ocean, and we were a little bit delayed here, or not delayed, but we had a little change in plan at least, so we should also go to the ocean. And the sun is, so it's probably about 2 o'clock now, yeah, so we have about 2 hours before it starts to get a bit darker. And we should go in the ocean and end up in the spa and do some fun up there in the pool as well, into the late sunset, beautiful light and some good energy. So let's just end with a relaxation exercise, imagery. And this is a really good exercise to either start with or end with. And it's called Your Own Paradise. So you just lie down on your back. And then you use all your senses, smell, sight, feeling you're walking around, and you just travel to your own paradise. And you only know where that is. It can be a fantasy place. It can be a real place. Maybe a place you like to go, a place from your childhood, maybe your family member's house, maybe a travel you have been on, just any place that's like a fantasy of paradise for you. And you go there with all your heart and your emotions and your smells and your sensory apparatus, and you just live and stay in that place. And the breathing just flows, so just forget about the breathing. That's going to flow in a natural, soft way. You just go to that paradise, your own paradise, and I'll not say anything more. So you just go there and enjoy for a few minutes. very slowly, in your own time, when you're ready, you can start to bring your attention back here. Wiggle your toes. Move your fingers slightly. Roll to one side and sit up slowly, but with all the time in the world. Just slowly roll over, wait a little bit. You don't want to shock your nervous system. Just take all the time you want and stay in that wonderful, relaxed state in that place. And then it's, yeah, soon. Well, that happens sometimes. Sometimes people do fall asleep, especially in the beginning of starting to do relaxation, and that's fine. But after a while, you learn to go into this kind of sleep state. It feels like sleep, and you're almost dreaming. You're in and out, but you're not sleeping. It's a deep, relaxed state, and of course, if you're very, very tired, or you have jet lag, or came from another place, then it is a different story. And then you, if you're really tired, you shouldn't do relaxation. You should just go to bed. You can start to relax, but then you'll just fall asleep. So do it in your bed as a way, to go into sleep. But if you want to train relaxation, maybe at work, just take those 5-10 minutes. Then you shouldn't fall asleep, because that's a different way. But after a while, your body will learn. Yeah. Well, that's all. So let's jump in the water. There's a whole big Atlantic Ocean waiting for us. And
Pacific.
what? Yeah, Atlantic. I'm like,
Close.
I'm home. It's like an Atlantic. Oh, no, the Pacific. Yeah, it's a beautiful ocean. We have the kelp forest out here. Hopefully, a few sea lions. Yeah. But that's an interesting thing, though. I'm from Denmark, and we have the Atlantic Ocean kind of coming down there, and it's always more or less cold, right? Pretty cold. Many people think, oh, the Pacific, ooh, it's great. California is so warm, it's the Pacific. Like, well, not really in California. Maybe in Hawaii or Fiji, the Pacific is warm, but in California, it's not really warm. So many people that have not been diving or swimming or surfing, they think it's so nice in California. I think they kind of confuse it with Florida sometimes, like, oh, it's always warm, right? But here it can get really chill. But it's a wonderful temperature now for the season, especially. Really nice. Yeah, and the sun is up. It's a perfect day. Let's go and grab some gear. Anybody wants to drink something, or eat an apple, or get something? You have something?
No, I have water.
Yeah.
Lifeguards.
Lifeguards? Oh no.
It can't be good.
Really? Oh no.
Oh, and they're going right there.
Yeah,
Huh?
They're going right there.
Surf Cove.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's not good. But they didn't seem to be in a hurry, to be honest. They were not like racing.
Well, they don't want to run over people.
But
Cause an accident to get into an accident.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's an emergency thing.
we'll find out. Maybe we'll swim out and help whoever they need help with.
Yeah.
There you go.
or maybe somebody just drifted off to sea. They can't swim back. They're tired.
Probably, hopefully. Anyway,
Yoga
right?
part 2. Mark.
Set, go.
Ready?
Great. You
race.
happy?
Happy.
Good light, good sound. It was okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Second sticks.
Yes.
Second six. Mark.
Is the boss not happy? Oh, problem.
Second sex. What?